What is going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today I want to talk to you about Faraday future, ticker is FFIE. I want to give you a good breakdown of the data points, what is truly happening, especially as well give you some highlights from their Q1 earnings that did happen after hours yesterday. So I'm going to go over all that. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And with that, let's get right to it. So it is currently up 12.4 or 58%, had a high of 23.3 cents, and there was a lot of good momentum, but unfortunately the broader market is very much red, so it's kind of pulling it down a little bit. I'll give you guys a quick overview of, for instance, what shorts are doing as of right now. So short score is currently 64, utilization still at 100%. But shorts are still, despite the earnings, increasing 8.08 million shares. So 18.59% of the free float's being shorted, and that works out to be about 166.38 million shares. Cost to borrow is kind of flat at 8.82%. Options though, because there's one thing with shorts, because they can definitely increase their position, try to suppress it, because I think based on the earnings, they did indicate that I think it was 70% of the free float is actually owned by retail. So shorts love those types of stocks. But one thing that you can always look for is options. So as of right now, market being open about an hour, there was $3,493 in call premiums, $280 in put premiums. So behind the scenes, clearly people are still anticipating an upside or continued upside with Faraday. As far as big money getting in post earnings, there's only been one big transaction today, and that was $126,000. So there was their earnings, like I said, that happened after hours yesterday. Oddly enough, with it being a 165 million market cap company, there was two analysts that actually joined the call. So that's kind of interesting to see. Deutsche Bank was one of them, and Stifel, Nicholas and Company being the other. In the earnings, obviously it's not necessarily going to be the best, but it did show improvement from the previous quarter, for instance on net loss significantly as well, and operating expenses have improved. But one thing that I think a lot of people wanted to know is how much cash did they have, and B, as far as are they on track for deliveries and production and so forth. So in here though, they did talk on the whole 3-point plan that they're really going to be unveiling starting at the end of May as what it says. So phase 2, phase 3, obviously going to be delivering to various individuals depending on if it was paid in full for the reservations, if I read this correctly. So again, this is a fairly good thing. In the earnings as well though, they did say that starting in Q2 and going forward, they're very excited to announce that they are an actual revenue generating company. So that is a very big accomplishment, because like I've said in the past, it's very easy to tentatively build a prototype and to take orders and reservations, but to actually start producing vehicles, that is a whole different ball game. So this is definitely a very good move in the right direction. And oddly enough, kind of ambitious, but they did say, and they further reiterated their goal to create a profitable business with operating cash flow break even in 2025. And under my other channel, I do cover a lot of other EVs, one of which is Rivian and Lucid. So Lucid in reality isn't going to be net profitable until around 2027, let alone any of this. So definitely this is a very ambitious kind of wording, but based on their earnings as well, they kind of did improve pretty significantly. My own opinion, of course, who isn't a financial advisor, so make sure you guys do your own due diligence. But one thing that I care about more specifically, rather than a lot of this other data, which on a side note, I can do a little bit more of an in-depth video. I haven't really reviewed all of this. I just wanted to quickly scan, for instance, the transcripts, and over and above that, this. I wanted to see how much cash they had on hand. So as of March 31st, 2023, they had 31 million. So of course, that's fairly good, but it definitely is one of those things that most likely they need to continue to monitor, because based on, for instance, their last earnings, they're currently burning through around 383.06 million. So something has to give there, but most likely that is actually why it's not significantly higher from here, because as I've said in the past, what has happened over the last little bit is just too far gone. This has just been suppressed massively, and this is why I started off by giving you an update on shorts. But generally speaking, looking at the latest round of 13Fs, a lot of institutions have surprisingly been increasing their position in Faraday. So of course that might mean something, that might not mean anything. I'll leave it up to you guys. For instance, even on Barclays, as I brought up, they increased their position by 2,100% in Q1. All these transactions did occur in Q1. It's not like they happened yesterday. It happened in Q1. But Barclays is actually very bearish on, for instance, a lot of EVs and spec plays such as Faraday. So it's interesting to see them increase their position by 2100%. But like I said, a lot of big money is clearly buying in. Options activity is very bullish. And based on the technicals, I'll give you guys a quick overview of that. Stochastic is currently at 45. A little bit more of a bearish sentiment behind the scenes, but number of retail investors are getting in. And with it being around 22 cents, give or take, it is currently trading between this S1 and the pivot. So 23.27%, which coincidentally, this is exactly what it did bounce off of. That is the next big resistance point that Faraday investors need to really watch for, because as I've said in the past, it is very much accurately following the fib level. So if it does actually break over this 23-cent range, then this is where tentatively you can go to the 30, but I do feel that you need at least the market on your side. And as of right now, like I said, market is very much red. So once again, let me know you guys' thoughts on that in the comments below. I'll do another follow-up video most likely over the weekend on a little bit more of a deeper dive on their earnings and go over some potential good, bad, and the ugly aspects of this. But let me know you guys' thoughts. If you guys tuned in, for instance, on the actual conference call, what was some of your highlights? What did you like? What didn't you like? So let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. And plus, give yourself a shout out if you are buying or you have been buying. Especially like I mentioned, if you guys caught this around 14-cent range, you guys are very, very lucky in my opinion. But once again, let me know you guys' thoughts on all of this in the comments below. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. One final thing I just wanted to share with you, there is a good promo with Mumu. Link in the description below and also the comments. Sign up for a free account. You get one free stock. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. It is a complete no-brainer. This is only for May, so take advantage while you can. With that said, I appreciate you guys watching. Let's all make a lot of money on Faraday.